The purpose of this video is to show the procedures required to close the roof in case of a failure with the roof system. Before you carry out this procedure, try the following tips. This may resolve the fault with the roof and save you time and effort. Firstly, start the engine. Then either leave it running or stop it and leave the ignition on. The roof will not operate if economy mode is active, and by starting the engine, this will deactivate economy mode. Next, check the condition of the micro switch for the luggage blind. If this is faulty or the blind is not pulled over, the roof will not operate. Next, check that the boot is shut properly. Make sure that all of the fuses related to the roof assembly are intact and not blown. Finally, confirm that the battery is above 12 volts. If the vehicle started as in point 1, then the voltage should be sufficient. If all of these points have been checked and the roof will still not operate via the switch, you will need to close the roof manually. For the following procedure, you will need an assistant to help you, as the roof unit is quite heavy. Make sure that neutral is selected and that the handbrake is applied. The manual roof procedure requires the windows to be put down. However, if an electrical failure prevents this, you can still close the roof, although extreme care must be taken to prevent injury and damage to the car. In this situation, leave both front doors open. Turn off the ignition and place the keys somewhere safe. Locate the owner's handbook and remove the 2 tools from the front of the folder. These tools are essential to enable you to close the roof. If you find that they are missing, then you will need to use tools from your own kit. The sizes are shown in the diagram. Open the boot, close the luggage blind, and lift the boot carpet to reveal the hydraulic bleed valve. Open the valve approximately half a turn anti-clockwise to release the pressure on the hydraulics. Do not turn this nut more than half a turn, as it will damage the hydraulic pump unit, which costs around £1,800 to replace. You will then need to remove the 2 side plastic trim covers by removing the 3 screws from each side. Be careful when using the supplied tool on the rear screw, because it cannot be turned in a full circle, as it is too close to the roof assembly. Next, using a piece of welding rod or similar, you need to look down the side of where you just removed the plastic trims from and locate a small hooped pull cord. When you have retrieved the first one, ask your assistant to hold it while you do the same on the other side. Pull both of the cables at the same time and lift the boot assembly as shown. Once you have lifted it a few inches, you can let go of the pull cords. Next, evenly lift the plastic shelf that lies behind the rear headrests. This may be quite stiff. You and your assistant will then have to lift the whole roof assembly up and out of the boot. Be very careful, as not only is this unit quite heavy, but there is an area near the hinged part of the roof where you could get your fingers trapped. Make sure that the roof slots into the front A-post section evenly. Ask your assistant to hold the rear of the boot section up while you get underneath and remove the 2 screws from the top of the boot slam panel. Remove 3 further screws from the inner side of the boot slam panel. Once all the screws have been removed, lift the plastic trim from the slam panel. Beneath this trim you will find a wiper motor type assembly. Insert your Allen key and wind anti-clockwise to fold back the large flaps as shown. Do not try and push these by hand, they will break. With a person on each side of the boot assembly, carefully but firmly push the boot lid back down. This will take some force. Open the boot and again with your assistant lean on the hinge assembly to fully close the mechanism. Get inside the car and get your assistant to lean on the front outer edge of the roof. Remove the blanking plate from the centre front of the roof to gain access to the roof lock. Insert the Allen key and turn anti-clockwise to lock the roof down. This will take some force to do, and the assistant leaning on the roof will help make this easier. Remember to replace the blanking plate. Next, close the hydraulic bleed valve in the boot and close the luggage blind. Close the boot and again using your assistant, lean on the front edge of the boot lid to close it down. You may find that the roof will now operate using the switch. If this is the case, then raise the roof using the switch by 1 inch or so. And then press the switch the other way to lock the roof down fully. Roof manoeuvre complete should then be displayed in the dash readout. If the roof still fails to operate, then this procedure will be effective enough to allow the driver to drive to his or her local dealership for further investigation, but advise the driver to reduce their speed. Don't forget to put the tools back into the supplied wallet and place it back into the handbook folder. If you are called out to a roof that has failed in this position, do not attempt to fold in the flaps by hand. These must be folded using the same method as in the previous procedure. Any attempt to fold them by hand will cause serious damage.